you ever wish you could just wander back in time and experience what life was like in the olden days? Well, you're in luck, because there is a magical place, and the moment you arrive here, you really feel like you're transported back in history. And the best part is everyone can experience it.
This property is known as Roseland.
Just a short drive from the ferry terminal on Pender Island, this historical landmark is now part of the Gulf Islands National Park Reserve. It's also home to the Pender Islands Museum.
One of the most beautiful places to come to and magical places to come to on Pender Island.
In fact, Roseland was so beautiful that just a few years after Robert Rowe had cleared the land for his farm, someone asked if they could rent his cottage for their summer vacation.
And then somebody came along and said, well, when that fellow's finished renting it, could I rent it? And I think the penny dropped, and he thought that there might be a future cabin renting on the island. So he built another cabin and another cabin. And by 1917, he was advertising as a farm resort.
Roseland operated as a resort for 75 years, and the same families would often return year after year, many of which who have come back to tell their stories.
For me, one of the most magical things that I find when I come here in the summertime is the people who used to come here. And they come here and their faces are just light up as soon as they arrive here, and their memories start coming through, and they have to go out, walk out to the islet to see the white bench that's out there and see what they used to see when they were kids.
Unlike resorts today, Roseland prided itself on its simplicity, with rustic cottages and very few amenities. But it did offer children something pretty special: freedom.
Children could play with the other children, and of course there were virtually no rules and regulations, and so they just ran around and enjoyed the countryside.
Today, the Pender Islands Museum is located in Rowe House, the original home of the Rowe family. This kid home that cost a mere $538 was built in 1908, and thanks to the hard work of many volunteers, it's been renovated and is a great place to learn about the history of Pender Island.
One of the interesting things about the museum is that electricity didn't reach Pender Island until 1958, 1960, and on South Pender Island as late as 1962. So that meant that all these hand-operated gadgets were in fact in regular use.
The museum hosts artifacts from the First Nations people who called Pender Island home for hundreds of years. And of course, it's also filled with memorabilia from Roseland itself. Is that Robert and Margaret Rowe right there in that photo?
Yes, that's probably pretty close to their wedding photograph.
The museum is open every weekend, and there's always volunteers on hand to answer questions. And Parks Canada will also be offering its geocache program once again, along with lots of fun activities.
Salty Saturdays, where you can come and explore what our oceans are like here.
Guess how much this oceanfront cottage would have cost to rent during the 1950s? $30 a week, and that's high season. You gotta love history. From Roseland, right here on Pender Island, I'm Elgersma for The Daily.